Welcome to the channel, Scott's Garage HTX. Don't forget the HTX. And today, well, I'm going to reveal the bike after I have had it painted. And I was thinking about this. And motorcyclists are different to begin with. They're just a different group. Why else would you get yourself on two wheels, go down the road in between cages and, risk your life, so to speak, depending on how you ride or not. But we're just different. And then within a subset of the motorcycle riders, we are different within ourselves as well. We want to be different. We want to stand out, I believe. Comments would be welcome on this one. But even within the motorcycle community, we don't want our bikes to look like the other guys' bikes or girls' bikes as well. My S1000R can't be the same as somebody else's S1000R. And so that's why we put on aftermarket parts. We put on different kinds of, rear sets. We maybe put stickers on it. We put different wheels on it. We do, depending on what your budget looks like. But I guarantee you, most every serious motorcyclist out there somehow customizes their bikes. And then you have another subset that just kind of goes off the deep end. That would be me. And I don't know what it is. It must be some kind of sickness or stuff, but why else would I paint a perfectly good bike that has no scratches on it, looks halfway decent? It looks great, as a matter of fact. There are some design elements that they've done on this bike from the factory that I put in question, but for the most part, it's a great looking bike. Why would I take the time and money to paint it? Well, because somehow, some way, I'm a little bit different, and that's just what I had to do. So without further ado, let's look at what I did. Ta-da! I've always wanted to have some kind of golf livery on a car or a bike. Easier done on a bike than a car. And this is it. It's got the golf blue and the golf orange, and I guess you would call that a royal blue. That's the only three colors on this bike. And if you look at it, it really follows the design of the original graphics of the BMW. We'll take a closer look. Here it is, and we'll start from the front. Again, I always wanted this type of livery on some kind of vehicle I had. You have the golf blue, the golf orange. Typically when you look at the vehicles like the Porsches and the GT40s, this stripe is generally black. But actually to kind of reduce some of the cost and just be a little bit different, I thought it would be cool to actually do it in the royal purple or royal blue on here. And it was important to me to make it this wide at the beginning of the fender, come in to about 3 inches and go back. Instead of coming just straight across, I thought that added another, kind of like when you look at the front of the Porsches and the GT40s, the front end of the car is orange. And then they go to a back of an orange stripe or something like that. That's what that's supposed to mimic. I kind of like it. These stickers, basically, they're right underneath the clear coat. And to do this paint job was a of course, step process. First, they had to sand down the original pieces, but they painted one color, lightly sanded it, cleared it, painted another color, lightly sanded it, cleared it, and then did another color, put this, lightly sanded that, and I believe then they put the stickers on and then put 3 coats of clear on all the pieces. And we'll also go through some of the other protection I put on here. You can't see it, you have to look very, very closely, but I do have some PPF on the front ends of the parts. Looking through it, you see that if you look at the old bike or the old graphics from the original bike, these graphics are mimicked on the new paint job. This was a bit of a tedious task. This sticker on the S1000R actually came with one big black surround. And I took an X-Acto knife and cut out real tediously all around the letters. and the numbers, even inside, because that was black inside. So when you look through the S1000R, you saw the Gulf blue. And the other thing, again, you see the graphics that are same. They mimic what was on the original paint job, same as back here. And I kept the stickers to a minimum. The tank also continues the stripe down. It's 3 inches. It's got the royal blue stripe. And when you feel the paint job, you do not feel the different gradients of the different color of paints. You do on the stickers though. The stickers are thick, and I don't know how many coats of clear it would actually take to actually make that smooth. We actually tilted the Gulf a little bit this way just to be a little different. If you're buying that, I'd like to know in the comment section. A little more on that later. But I think it came out great. Again, I kept the stickers to a minimum. I could have done a little bit more, but I just kind of stopped there. Did this sticker back here and the Brembo sticker up here. All around, I thought it was a pretty good job. I'm in love with it. I'd love to know what you think in the comment section. Now, the PPF. If you look closely, and I don't think we're really going to pick it up, you really have to look closely, but the tank has been PPF'd. There are some lines in it because there's a lot of curves, and to make this PPF actually stick, I'm not a technician on that, but I know it's going to be very, very difficult. But on the high traffic areas, basically where your legs are, sweeping over top of here, like you can already tell, this has been PPF'd over here, and you can already tell my leg has been sweeping across that when I'm getting on it, or maybe my pants. So on what I call high traffic areas, I actually did PPF it. And the front, of course. Now the front's PPF to the mud guard here as well, because that's going to take a lot of abuse. And I see a little bit of it coming up on the sides. It's just a couple days old, and they said, don't touch it. If it happens, bring it into them and they'll fix it, and they will. They did a great job. The guy that did this, the technician over American Detail here in Houston, he really took his time, and I love it. So that's what we had to do to keep, some scratches from coming up and to protect the investment, because it's not cheap to paint a bike, at least not in that manner. I suppose you can do it cheaper and you can do it more economically, or you can do it yourself. But there's one thing about bikes, and that is I've only seen a handful of bikes that I like that are monocolored, right? They strip them down. There's one that goes out to the track, and it's actually a light blue. It's a little bit deeper than this blue, and it just has, I believe, on it the engine capacity on it. I think it's a Ducati, and that's all it has on the side of it, and it looks really nice and sharp. But I'm not a big fan of I actually do like some of the graphics that the factories put on their bikes. It breaks it up and it makes it look fast standing still. I do appreciate the time and the design they put into the bikes. But monocolors are just not my, I could have left it, gone through the expense of putting these graphics on. But when it came down to it, I kept on thinking to myself, what can I do to break up so much blue? And the obvious answer was just mimic what the design team of BMW did. Now, it's a little different if you look at it. If you look at a S1000R, they swap colors from side to side. They have different colors, and I can't actually remember what they have, honestly. But on one side, one color might be on top, another color will be on the bottom, while on the other side it'll be reversed. I'm not sure why. They just went crazy on some of the design, and trying to find any kind of logic to it was a little, I don't know, confusing to me. So we kept it the same. If you look at the design and the colors on either side, it's continuing design on both sides. What's next for this? I think there's only one thing left to do, and I don't know exactly the shade. I haven't seen them in person, but they make a forged magnesium wheel. The black does look good in contrast to this color. I'm not arguing with that. And these are forged wheels. They're not the cast, so they're pretty light to begin with. But they make a gold magnesium wheel. And I really think that would just kick it off. And if it's anything like the color here, oh man, and the trellis frame, that would be sharp. Oh my goodness. Well, there it is. Hey, what do you think? Tell me in the comment section. I'd love to know. You guys keep on keeping on. We'll catch you next time. Okay, a little bit of honesty on why this Gulf sticker is tilted the way it is. And it's hilarious. I can't make this stuff up. It's not the painter's fault, for one thing. It's not the painter's fault. But I took all these parts off, including the tank. You can look at the other episode and you can see that I did that and delivered him the parts. And we talked at length about what we wanted to do. And I do have some other stickers. I'll get more on that in a little bit. I actually did tape the sticker on the part like this when I handed it to him, but we never talked about how this should be aligned. So when they painted it, they only had the reference of what this part looks like. They don't know how it's sitting on the bike. And we never talked about that. Quite honestly, it's kind of slipped my mind. So it's really my fault. So they made the alignment logically in this form. And I can't fault them for it because I don't know what to say. It's just the way it is. And I thought, oh crap! I put it on the bike and I stood back and I go, oh crap! You kidding me? And now it's grown on me. It's different. I like being different, and I actually like it. Now, I have replacement stickers. And when I hoarded the stickers, I noticed that this person on eBay only had like 6 left. So I thought it'd be a good idea to get, 2 sets, just in case something went wrong. Not like this, but when the painting process, maybe a sticker tore or something like that. So I did order duplicates of stickers just in case of the unforeseen. So I've toyed with this idea in my brain, but the more I live with this, the more I like it. And I don't think I'm going to do it, but I can. I can go get one of these parts. They come painted white, but they don't have the graphics on them. As far as when I talked to the parts guy at the BMW, I don't think they come with the graphics. But they do come painted white. So I could, in theory, I don't want to destroy this part, but I could give them another part, like just order these parts and have them do the exact same thing, but tilt it this way and just see how I like that versus this. And I thought about doing this was really tedious, and doing something different here with the S1000R and maybe some other stickers that go through there. Just another version. They're not have 2 versions of this. But the way I'm leaning, I don't think I'm going to do that. That's just an added cost that I don't really think is needed, especially because this is growing on me. I can't make that stuff up. That's awesome. Later.